Today I'll be showing you how to control servo motors using a joystick and Arduino. This is a very simple project that can be completed in just a few steps. We'll be needing a breadboard, an Arduino, a joystick, 2 servo motors, female to male wires, jumper wires, and a USB cable as our power source. Our first step is connecting the 5-volt pin on the Arduino to our breadboard. Connect the ground input on the joystick to ground input on the Arduino. Next, you'll want to do the same for both the servo motors. The ground input is the brown wire. Our next step is connecting the signal inputs of the servo motors, which is at the yellow wire. Connect one to digital input 6 and the other one to digital input 5. If you choose different digital inputs, just make sure to change that in your code at the end. Next, we're connecting the VCC inputs on the servo motors to the breadboard. Make sure it's on the same row as the 5-volt wire that we connected earlier. Connect the 5-volt pin on the joystick to the same row on the breadboard. Here we're connecting the X signal input of the joystick to analog 0 input on the Arduino, then connecting the Y signal input of the joystick to analog 1 input of the Arduino. If you choose different analog inputs, just make sure to change it in your code at the end. Your connection should look something like this once you're done. And finally, we're just connecting the USB cord as the power source. You can also modify this to use a 9-volt battery if you'd like. By the end of it, you should be able to control both motors individually. So here's the code for the project. First, I included the library for servo motors, which helps make this code a lot more simple. You can find this library on Arduino's website. Following that, I initialized the signal pins on the servos and where I connected the horizontal and vertical pins on the joystick. Underneath void setup, I defined the pins where the servo motors were attached. In the loop section, we're just defining how far the motors can move. You can actually change the numbers that you see in value X and Y to make it either move wider or smaller. In this code, I have the highest value set to 1000, but it can actually go up to 1023. Thank you for watching. I'll have links to all of the products you need to buy for this project in the description.